So we went through all of that. We went through the IVF, and we had the implant, and we had 3 embryos. We implanted one, and we did all of the due diligence. We made sure that this embryo was healthy, that there were no defects. We chose the right one. The doctor was like, "This is a perfect embryo." It was the perfect setup. We waited. It takes 2 weeks, for you to get the answer. And the doctor called back and was like, "Tasha, it didn't work." I literally sat probably for an hour before I could even process that all of this work that we had put into making this dream happen could have failed. There's no way this could have failed, And I remember after that hour, it was like I can't even explain it. I just broke. My faith was shattered. Everything happened in a moment. I started to question what I believed, if I believed what I had been preaching. I mean, I went there immediately, And I talk about this. We question the children of Israel and how their faith was shattered. Anything could happen, and they're questioning God. But the truth is, we're the human part of us. When something that shattering happens, the first thing we do is we go to a place of brokenness with our faith. God, you said, you said this is going to happen. This was your promise to me. And I remember 3 days later, we were supposed to be in Nashville after losing the baby to record an album that I was calling Royalty.
Whoa.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, I did this photo shoot. I got crowns on. We're wearing gold and all of this sequence. And I'm thinking, we're a royal priesthood, a holy nation. And I'm thinking this album is just going to encourage people and people, to walk out there, being fully adopted into the family of Christ, you know. And here I am. Everything that I had in mind about that album was totally different. And I could not hear God clearly to save my life in that season, but I heard him say, "Tasha, go to Nashville." And I'm just at war because I'm thinking there's no way I can encourage people like this.
This is the Do It Anyway coming up
This
again.
is Do It Anyway coming up again.
Yeah, Do It Anyway.
And it's the middle of a pandemic. People can't be in the room. Just weeks prior, we found out we can only have 25 people in the building altogether. So now I'm heartbroken. My body is in pain. I am swollen from all of these injections. I am just toiling in my spirit about what I believe. My faith is shattered. And you're going to tell me to go sing songs about royalty anyway.
And 25 people in the building.
25 people in the building.
Yeah.
So I can't even hide behind the applause of an audience. There's nobody there. So how do you worship with all of this, going on? And I wasn't even, I made up my mind. I told my husband, I'm not coming to rehearsal. It is what it is. I'll learn the songs in the room. I'll study in the room, but I'm not coming. I don't want to face anybody. And here I was there.
Wow.
Yeah. I was there at the hotel, and I remember it was like the 3rd day of rehearsal. And I said, I'll just go, it's kind of rude not to speak. So I'll go speak to the singers in the band.
Because you've been there 3 days.
3
They have
days.
not even seen you.
No.
Wow. Okay.
So
she acting funny. What's wrong with her? Do they know that any
But
of this
they're spirit. They are spirit led. So I think they know this is totally out of character for me.
Got it.
We didn't share that we had been going through that with the team, so
they had
know.
no idea.
No.
Wow.
Which is what makes this next part so amazing, because many of them knew me for years, me and Kenny both. And I walked in the room, and they were singing this song that's on that album, "You're Gonna Get the Glory Out of This." And I sat down, and they're singing that song, and I just begin to wail, like tears. Everybody stops. They don't know what's happening. Half of them, like the guys, they go over and they start laying hands on Kenny. Like, we don't know what's happening, but we feel it on y'all. The girls that came over to me, they started to pray over us. And I felt like I felt covered, even though my heart was still broken. I felt like I still feel your presence, and this is weird because I'm questioning you right now. But I felt God. I felt it is key to be surrounded by people who, even when you don't know how to pray, they are intercessors for you.
Yeah.
In that moment, we needed intercessors. And they, without hesitation, jumped into, I don't know, they just took over the moment. Like, we don't know what this heaviness is on you guys. And after that moment, I told them. And we just went into a worship of, like, God, we don't understand why this is happening right now, but we love you and we honor you anyway. Yeah. Like, that was a moment. And that moment gave me strength to record that album. And though it was not the most streamed or sold album, when people come to me who are dealing with depression, they're dealing with grief, they always reference royalty.
Wow.
Oh, it never fails.
Yeah.
That I was listening to a song on your album, Royalty, in a season where it was a dark season for me. And my friend Travis Green said something to me. He's like, people don't know the stories behind the weight that they experience on these songs.
Yeah.
And that was one that was very, very heavy. So I'm not surprised when people come to me and say, I was listening to Royalty when I was going through depression.
Wow.
Yeah, because that album was birthed for that person. Yep.
If that blessed you, trust me, you've only scratched the surface. There's so much more wisdom, truth, and transformation waiting in the full conversation. Click the link in the caption below to watch the entire interview, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Vault Empowers Talks.